Hello once again, ladies and gentlemen. Can we talk about Jem and the Holograms? Welcome back. Here we are again. The Can We Talk About podcast. Now, can we talking about Season 3, the third season. This is a two-parter as well, so you know, Kristen, things are not going to be the same as they were in Season 2. This is a new season. This is Season 3.
Very different. That's not false.
I might sound like I'm being facetious, but there's actually a lot of different shit that happens in these two episodes, I should say.
These two episodes are a ride, if I had to put it to a single word.
It is Season 3 of that neon nightmare, that pastel phantasm, that oh-so-frighteningly fashionable 80s cartoon, air quotes, classic, Jem and the Holograms. I am the perfect man. My name is Joe.
I can get any man I want. I'm Kristen.
And we are watching Jem and the Holograms via Shout Factory's Jem and the Holograms Truly Outrageous complete series box set, as well as The Wonderful World of Netflix. Kristen, what are you watching on Netflix this week?
I started watching a Netflix original series, a Korean drama called My Only Love Song.
Nice.
It is about a very popular actress who is starring in a period drama, who in the middle of it gets angry at her co-star, a younger actress who is turns out to be engaged to her boyfriend due to status reasons. She kicks her in the face, gets into a van on the set, and drives away following the GPS, and when she wakes up from a kind of like foggy night stupor that she was in, she has traveled back in time.
I knew you were going to say she traveled back in time. God damn it.
Yep, and it's very funny watching this serious, like, prima donna diva lady just screaming at people and them not really knowing how to react to her. It's been very entertaining so far.
That's wonderful. I haven't really been watching much Netflix either because it's EVO this weekend and I like me some fighting games.
I also did just buy Just Dance 2017 because Prime Day, it was $15, so why not?
I believe I said it at the beginning here, Kristen. 2 episodes. We're doing 2 episodes this week. It is The Stingers Hit Town Parts 1 and 2. The first, well, I was going to say the first 2-parter since the Talent Search for Hollywood Gem was a 2-parter, so whoops.
I was just going to say The Stingers Hit Town, we hit the floor.
We are going to be introducing here, Kristen, 3 brand new characters to top last season's 2 characters, although I guess Craig Phillips could be the 3rd new character from season 2. Then and I also say a permanent character. The Stingers are missing from like 5 of the episodes this season.
Yeah, well, I don't know if the series would have been able to contain them in every single episode.
No, you're right. It's what they should have done would be just kind of have, maybe the Misfits one week and the Stingers another week, but no, it pretty much just ends up being...
Unfortunately, Riot's the new main character.
I mean, these 2 episodes basically hinge entirely on his decision.
Oh yeah, a lot of episodes going forward are just, how does Riot feel about this situation?
And of these 3 characters, Kristen, they're all pretty fleshed out. One of them does meander and just kind of like hits her note like the same. Rapture hits the same note for the rest of the series that she gets in this episode here, but that's fine, I guess.
Not every character needs to turn into a better person at some point.
I mean, shit, Roxy was basically Pizzazz light until she got her character trait, which is I can't read.
You know, really meaty stuff.
Either way, it's a very dramatic story that we have ahead of us here, and I wrote out a lot of words using only capital letters, probably really only when Riot was talking, so let's get stinging.
Me and my friends are Jem girls. Jem is my name. Exciting adventure, fashion, and fame. Once you're a Jem girl, you're never the same. Come on and be a Jem girl. Jem is my name. Me and my friends are Jem girls. Jem is my name. Truly outrageous, that's a Jem girl. Glamour, fashion, and fame. Exciting adventure, fashion, and fame. Once you're a Jem girl, you're never the same. Come on and be a Jem girl. Jem is my name.
We start off here, Kristen, written by Christy Marks, as it should be.
I feel like I should have some kind of snappy comment about Christy Marks and either like, oh, good, or like, what the hell were you thinking, Christy Marks? But I'm not sure where I land on this.
I really only have one big it's a big problem, but I've only got one big problem with the episodes here, which we will get as we go on here. But we start at Misfits music with Eric running down the Misfits for all the goddamn money they've been wasting, including, and I wrote this in capital letters first, food, and then I paused thinking it was the Misfits eating food, but it's actually food on the walls.
So, man, just imagine what went in their mouths if there was so much food it was also all over the walls.
We know those misfits love eating.
Of course they do, misfits.
They also threw a hotel manager into a pool, which Roxy is just like, but that was fun. Why does that cost money? That's fun.
Yeah, I don't see any problem with that. He looked like he wanted to go for a swim anyway. We did him a favor.
It's a tax expense, right? We could write off fun as a tax expense. We have a bit of fashion here at the beginning of the episode here. Roxy's wearing her Roxy Rumble get up with the I want to say it's like a stripy puke green sweater, but it's not really striped.
It's like as they usually do when they start the series over again. It's like, oh yes, dolls, put them in so much clothing.
Pizzazz copped Rio's cobblestone style for her jacket, and Jetta is wearing...
She killed him and skinned him.
Jetta's wearing purple and black and white checkerboard with black and white stripes as well. What the fuck?
You know, rock and roll.
And Eric says, the Misfits, you're gonna bankrupt Misfits music if you're not careful. And Pizzazz is just like, get the fuck out of here. I got money.
I guess what? You don't own this company, so...
I'm sick of you telling me what to do. And then Pizzazz reminds Eric that her dad owns the company, yes. And Eric fucks off, saying that he is coming back as the boss, or he ain't coming back at all.
I feel like this was a significant moment for Eric's character, where he could have made a decision to do something good, or, like, beneficial for himself. But instead he was like, no, I'm gonna be vindictive, and by the end of the series, he is flat broke.
This could have been Eric's opportunity to be like, I need to get the fuck away from here.
This is clearly not working out. I will try real estate again.
But he doubles down.
And that's his downfall.
Pizzazz basically shrugs, and that's the end of the scene. As we fade to Eric and Harvey here, Harvey says that Eric's proposition here is a no-go. He bought Misfits music in order to keep Pizzazz happy. He's not just gonna fucking hand it over to Eric, who he knows Pizzazz probably wants to eat.
T-bone steak with legs. Eric does remind Harvey, though, that, yeah, okay, you can keep your daughter happy, or you can have a music company, because I don't know if you've noticed, but there's, like, no profit happening. Like, none.
Well, what Eric says is he can keep his ass happy, or he can have a music company, but he can't have both, and I said he absolutely can't have both, just fire Eric.
Yeah, that's fine. I'm positive he has enough money to not care that his music company is sinking.
Eric hands over the expense sheets, however, and Harvey's just like, Jesus goddamn Christ, oh my god, what is Pizzazz do? Holy fuck, $40,000 on destroyed instrument, Jesus!
That's a lot in 80s money.
Harvey lays down the law here, basically. Alright, Eric, if you want Misfits music, that's fine, but you gotta keep the Misfits under contract. Cool, alright. And you gotta double your buyout offer.
This seems crazy.
It's definitely crazy to Eric, who is just like, but wait, what the fuck? Look at all the money that I have right now, though. This is all the money that I can get together.
And Harvey's like, I don't give a shit. And for some reason, Eric is like, okay.
He's going to get that money if he has to sell everything he owns. And he does, as we cut to Eric Raymond's Beach Blowout garage sale.
Yeah, so, he sells his house, that cool mansion that we saw in a single episode.
And the guy who buys it is like, but where are you gonna live, Mr. Raymond?
And Eric's like, well, I'll figure it out.
Back to the fucking dingy apartments from In Search of the Stolen Album, I guess.
Yep, he has to sleep on top of his desk, which I've slept on top of a desk before, and it is not comfortable.
We see Eric fixing his suit here, clearly in a good mood, as he walks in to basically confront the Misfits and let them know, hey, I'm the boss now.
Pizzazz is like, what the fuck are you smiling about?
I'm the new owner of Misfits Music.
Pizzazz screeches and screams gutturally. My father wouldn't do that to me. As if she's being tortured.
Now Eric's the one laying down the law, basically saying that any excessive expenses that the Misfits incur will come out of their own pockets, which Kristen, I mean, again, we don't see the Misfits that often. But then again, we didn't see any of the Misfits, like, going, like, apeshit crazy, eating food and breaking hotel guitars and shit, and it doesn't really come back that maybe the Misfits do calm down, who knows?
Mm-hmm. Everything works out impossibly by the end of the second episode here.
Also, Eric is going to rename the company. Raymond Records, perhaps? Eric's Electronica? Devil Dance?
Keep workshopping it, Eric.
Roxy calls Eric a tin dictator.
I really, just because of the syllables used in that insult, I just assumed, half listening, that she said something about him having a limp dick. But that was incorrect on my part.
So Roxy calls Eric a limp dick and threatens to leave here, but Eric reminds them that they are under contract. Now, Kristen, the Misfits basically break up in the second episode here, and where's Eric going like, contract?
He's way too busy trying to figure out how to not be poor anymore.
So we got lots of threatening back and forth here. Pizzazz says that Eric can't make them, and Eric says that the Misfits aren't the only band in the world. That's true. That's truth.
I don't think it is. Pretty sure that's fake, but agree to disagree.
The Misfits leave in a huff, and Eric says they'll come crawling back once he signs a big name, and then the door closes. Then he goes, I hope.
And he has no leads at the moment, to be clear.
That's true. We fade to Starlight Music at this point. What was the name of the show again, Kristen? Eric and the Misfits? Because we're like 5 minutes into the episode and we haven't seen the holograms yet.
Madeline and I were watching this together, and halfway through all that stuff with Eric and the Misfits, I was like, this is the most consecutive lines Eric has ever had in this entire television show.
We have Scottish Synergy here, Joni, having a board meeting,
She doesn't sound quite as Scottish anymore. She sounds a little bit like the Countess.
She's just throwing out all these fucking numbers and shit, and basically what it comes down to is all of the money that Jem and company are making go to Ashley's new speedball habit and whiskey for Bonnie.
So unfortunately, they should probably also sign another band besides Jem and the Holograms.
What happened to the Fifth Avenue Boys?
They died!
Oh no!
They called that the day the music died.
The phone rings in the middle of the meeting, which Aja answers, and Joni is still talking while this is going on too, and Aja's just like, I don't want to hear the Scottish woman anymore. Let me pick up the phone, please. Oh, fuck, it's Lindsay. Oh, no.
I was gonna say, Aja picks up the phone like, go for Aja! I don't want to listen to this meeting anymore. I'm bored.
Lindsay can now predict the future, because she called to tell Jerica about the new and fresh faces in town, the stingers that you need to sign to your label so you can still be popular, please.
Please! Give me a job I can replace Scottish Synergy.
We see what I hope is Lindsay's house as well, where she has a giant fucking poster of Jem.
Surprise possession.
So basically, yeah, Lindsay's saying that the Stingers are hitting town here. They are the new group from West Germany, which I think Kristen Mink's the only one that's actually from Germany, right?
She also has like a Russian accent.
We'll talk about Minx when she comes up, I guess, here, and Katsushi. And
while we were watching this, when Lindsay said West Germany, Madeline went, oh! What a long time ago!
It was before the Berlin Wall went down!
Yikes! They also say later that Riot and Minx went to high school together, which they disprove in the flashback later in the season. But okay.
The Stingers are going to be at Le Club Cool, and they want to sign with a major American label, so maybe Jerica should go check them out.
Thanks, clairvoyant Lindsay. And Jerica hangs up for Lindsay can say I love you.
Lindsay wants so much success for Jem and the Holograms that she literally forced herself to become clairvoyant.
Yep. That's love.
So we cut to Le Club Cool here. There is a long-ass line, but Jerica and Kimber get in no problem, of course, and with a table right up front.
That's favoritism.
Eric is here, too. He greets... How did Eric get in here?
He walked in. And he walked to the club as well, because he doesn't own a car anymore.
He greets Jerica and Kimber, asking if they should be home babysitting their horde of brats!
I really thought Jerica was going to respond, they're called foster girls.
I wrote, we have a kitchen wench for that, thanks.
Ouch. Precision burn.
Eric is here to sign the Stingers, of course, somehow also getting the lead from Lindsay. Maybe he has Jerica's phone line tapped, who knows?
I heard your conversation.
Jerica swings wildly here in this conversation with Eric, where first she's just like, oh, Eric, I bet you're here to sign the Stingers, if they're any good.
Okay. Suddenly, Jerica is a music executive lady with discerning taste. We've never seen this side of her before. She doesn't care about any other band other than Jem.
And then immediately when Eric is just like, yeah, I am going to make a run for them, Jerica stands up and goes, I won't let you ruin their careers, Eric.
Okay, so Jerica goes completely bonkers this season. This is just the start of it.
Pick a goddamn side, Jerica. Jesus Christ.
So there's a waiter who is awkwardly watching this entire exchange, and he's like, do you guys want a different table? Because, like, I have other busboy shit to do. and Jerica is like, yeah, I think we should get a new table.
So they move to a new table. Kimber calls Eric a slime bucket, which is
Ouch.
Kimber's one of 3 Kimber lines in this episode, maybe.
Where she isn't just straight up drooling over Riot, which I think starts and stops in these 2 episodes.
I believe so, you're right. But Le Club Cool is pleased to present the Stingers.
We've heard of these people already somehow. The internet doesn't exist.
Riot introduces himself here with a very confident, I am Riot!
The sort of confidence that a man named Riot should not be able to muster.
And that's Mix and Rapture.
Who?
But hey, I'm Riot, and I'm perfection.
It's Riot!
The crowd all cheers, ladies professing their love for Riot already, and some lady goes, "It's so cosmic!"
When she said that while I was watching, I went, okay, sure, if you say so.
I hope their music is as good as their act, says Jerica. Again, swinging back on the fucking pendulum over here. Jesus Christ.
Yeah, well, they're super rude about the Misfits, who we also know have, like, by people with ears in this universe's standards, good music. People enjoy their music, and they're always like, the Misfits sound like broken glass, like the Limp Lizards.
The Misfits may as well be the Limp Lizards.
Jericho just likes being uppity.
Song number 1 of the evening, which we will be playing for you right now, the Stingers theme.
Joe.
Yes.
Holy shit, this song sucks.
The Stingers theme is really stupid. Like,
it made me supremely uncomfortable to watch all the pointing.
There's...
Do you think we can find GIFs of this? Because I don't think just describing it, I just did it at my monitor for a little bit while I was talking there. It is the most uncomfortable pointing in the entire universe.
There's a lot of pointing in this song, I guess, to evoke stinging, I guess.
So I wouldn't have a problem with this concept if it weren't for the fact that I feel like there's an innuendo happening.
Oh, you see, I never thought of it that way.
Like, just, okay, Riot is like pelting the audience with his double dicks. 2 fingers at once, 1 penis on each hand.
As he wish he could, I'm sure.
5 on each hand, 10 penises. It's really just like the rhythmic pointing. Lots of shoulder action. It's weird. Watch the YouTube video of this song.
You see, Kristen, I just thought it was corny, is the thing.
Again, it made me uncomfortable. Not completely because of all the penises, but mostly because it was not particularly catchy. The visuals were weird. A lot of the singers, showing off how fucking hot they are. Riot looks ridiculous. So if you don't watch these episodes, that's a huge part of the issue.
Let's actually take a moment, because, I know that we've kind of talked about just, character description here. Riot is a handsome man with most of his chest on display.
Yes, at all times. I don't remember what we were talking about, but on our lift back to my apartment after me and Madeline were out doing Philadelphia podcast festival things out in the city, I said that a paper bag getting flopped around to the wind is what it sounds like when Riot walks. And it's a mixture of his very long coat and his hair.
He has very long curly blonde hair and a very long coat, tight black pants, white boots.
The pants appear with the details that are drawn on them. If I had to guess as someone who understands fabric, they're either supposed to be sequin pants or snakeskin pants.
That's
I
even
like
better.
sequin pants.
Sequin pants sound terrible.
It's great. Probably a stretchy fabric, don't worry about it.
Minx has all the Stingers are blonde, by the way. Minx has long blonde hair with basically black top that shows off her midriff, I guess, and black pants.
Okay, Minx looks ridiculously fashionable by today's standards. It is crazy.
She's got a big ol' hat on too.
Yes, she does. I'm definitely going to cosplay Minx someday.
And she's got stars all over her top.
Yes, she wears a lot of stars.
Yeah. Rapture
looks like a werewolf, but a person.
Rapture's kind of wearing Saiyan armor too, kind of.
Yeah, she has a weird coat that looks like it has a lot of batting inside of it to keep it all kind of stiff looking. Definitely looks the most like she belongs in a band. Yeah,
does she have fishnet gloves too? Or
they all do during alternate outfits. Stinger's big into fishnet. Riot has a big Right Said Fred sort of thing going on. Especially later.
Rapture also blonde with how do you even describe her hair? What's kind of
werewolfy, swoopy, choppy, sort of a mullet but long.
Werewolfy. That's good. Yeah, I
Yeah.
like that. But anyway, all of the stingers jump out into the crowd at one point while continuing to sing this song here, and basically it's a hard day's night, girls chasing after Riot, Kimber included, like trying to grab him on stage and shit.
A table falls over, some lady's head gets crushed, and she definitely dies.
The song ends with lines that includes all of the names of the band members, but the Minx one doesn't make sense.
Oh, I didn't even notice until the Riot one, so...
It's something along the lines of, we're gonna break through, our Minx will start anew, something like that, which, again, doesn't make sense. Our music is rapturous, got it, cool, there'll be a riot over us, cool.
Sure. Do you think Jem the Holograms could try that?
When Riot's having sex with ladies, there'll be a riot over them. I think the Stingers theme is not great. It's kind of dumb.
Pretty stupid.
But one thing, of course, also that we did not mention, there's a dude voice, so we got a dude doing songs now.
And man, he sings bad.
What? You don't like Gordon Grody?
Not particularly. I don't like Riot.
Oh, well, okay. That would do it. Let's take the time here then to mention that Riot's singing voice, Gordon Grody, who was, I don't know if he still is, the voice coach for Lady Gaga.
Weird. Too appropriate to actually be true.
As well, I can't remember the name of the people the one person does the singing voice of both Minx and Rapture, and I can't remember her name. It's the lady who did Turn the Beat Around.
Nice.
Yeah.
I'm into that.
And they layer her voice very well to make it sound like two different people.
I just am now going to imagine every single Stinger song with, at some point, behind Riot vocals. There's them just going, turn the beat around. Stingers.
Love to hear percussion. We don't have a drummer. Oh no.
Oh, crap. None of these bands have drummers!
Everyone starts storming the stage at this point, knocking Eric over, and there's one Charlie Adler fan that goes, "The Stingers rule!" before intentionally shoving Kimber.
Yeah, it's very violent. Clairvoyancy comes again. A riot has indeed been started over the rapturous music.
End of segment 1, yes. Riot being started. We got some new commercial bumpers, I noticed, which are really nice. They got a lot of, orange in them to offset the pink. And I
didn't see them in the Netflix version.
Oh, well, there you go. That's a plus of the Shout Factory DVDs, those new commercial bumpers.
Very outrageous. Now back to Jem.
Segment 2 starts, Riot still in progress. Riot says the line here, that's really all you need to know about him here, where all these people are, I guess, threatening to fucking tear him apart, where he's just like, yes, marvel in my greatness.
I feel like there was a cut subplot where Riot was also psychic and could hypnotize people. Because tell me, all this stuff in this episode doesn't immediately point to that.
I think Riot's got charisma, Kristen, and that's why
Hypnotic
everybody...
charisma?
Almost hypnotic charisma.
I disagree, as someone who was once a little girl.
The owner of the club begs Riot to stop before the fans tear the place apart, and Riot starts by walking away at first, which I assumed he was just going to let this fucking...
Nah.
So he goes up to the mic here, and now I can kind of see, I guess, what you're talking about here, Kristen, where Riot just kind of grabs the mic and he goes, "Everybody be quiet. Listen to my voice. Let my voice touch you." I think it helps too that the way Riot speaks is like everything that I wrote with, like every line that I wrote down of Riot saying was all in capital letters, but he speaks, I don't want to say, it's like there's like a tranquil fury to his voice, I guess.
Yeah, he doesn't really emote as much as he just kind of like says things forcefully but softly.
Yeah.
He sounds like a sociopath.
Return to your seats. Do this for me now.
And everyone stands up rigid.
And I even said here, and they do, like they're hypnotized.
Yeah. Even Kimber is like, okay.
Jerica goes, "They stopped because he asked," and Kimber's just like, "Well, why shouldn't we have, sister?"
And my response to that is, well, you stop when someone asks you to stop because that's just polite.
He got you, Kimber. He got you in his net of good looks.
Just for this episode.
Eric heads right onto the stage as well, because I think Riot even said, if you want to hear more music, go sit down. But there's no more music.
No, when Eric went up on the stage, I was like, oh, their one song set is over. Perfect.
Jerica tries to head him off at the pass here, and I like this exchange a lot, where Eric goes, "Don't try to muscle in on me, Jerica," and then, like, shoulder checks her.
It looked like, in his mind, he was, like, just straight up suplexing her and throwing her off the stage.
Right after shoulder checking her, he goes, "I warned you." Like, you didn't really give her much time.
You just said not to do it and then pushed her. But he does run up with his business card and he's like, hello, Riot! Here's my business card. And Jerica's like, ah!
It is I, Eric Raymond of Misfits Music. Have you heard of us?
Jerica shoves her fingers in Eric's mouth and says, I'm Jerica Benton from Starlight Music. Sign with me.
Eric calls Jerica, and this is the first of 2 times that it happens, an amateur.
No, Eric.
There's an E in that word.
Yeah, you said that wrong.
Amateur. Like immature.
Eric is an amateur.
Kimber is immature, Jerica is an amateur.
Come on. Enunciation.
Jerica asks for the Stingers to do some research on both of them before choosing which
I don't know how they're going to manage that because the internet does not exist.
Minx then slides up to Eric and is just like, oh, are you a typical American music executive?
And creepy Eric goes, sweetheart, there's nothing typical about me.
I am the devil after all.
And then Minx's hands have like sunburn on them, and she's like, weird.
Riot says he's heard of them both, and they can both make their pitch at the hotel. And then Eric, for some reason, I don't know why, Eric should have been reactionary in this one. It should have been Jerica offering this first, because Eric jumps straight to, you could stay at the Gabor Mansion. How does that sound?
You can tell the way he says it, he knows it's a bad idea.
And the thing is, Jerica just immediately jumps ahead of that with, oh, well, how about Starlight Mansion? Don't worry about the kids. Don't worry about the fucking deluge of children at the mansion. Don't worry about that.
Yeah, that seems inconsiderate of the kids to just let a bunch of strangers who are adults stay in their house.
Tell that to the Jem Jam, Kristen.
Whatever. That worked out great for Chrissy.
Riot says he hates hotels anyway, but let's leave it to Minx. Let's have the lady who's basically dry humping Eric. Let's have her choose.
And hey, guess what? She's feeling Eric, so they go to the Gabor Mansion.
Although Eric goes, can't stay tonight. I'll send a car for you first thing tomorrow.
Fine.
Which I think at that point, the Stinger should have been like, oh, well, we'll just go to the fucking Starlight Mansion then.
No, Minx is still trying to figure out whether or not she wants to bone down with Eric.
Which she very quickly figures out, no, she doesn't.
No, I'm good.
Actually, I mean, with the way Minx is, she probably doesn't bone down with any of the people that she's grabbing onto.
No, she by grabbing on Eric, she did get an offer to stay in a mansion, so she knows what she's about. I love Minx.
Jerica can't be a fucking graceful loser either, and just be like, alright, cool, then she's just like, no, you're making a serious mistake.
I can't imagine why the Stingers don't want to sign with Starlight Music, considering Jerica whines at them every single time they meet.
Riot says he's going to consider both offers carefully, just, let's go to the fucking mansion, how about?
I'll see which one gets my dick harder.
We cut to the Gabor Mansion. Pizzazz is pissed. She's pizzazzed because obviously she wasn't considered in this plan at all, and it's her goddamn mansion.
Eric is trying to shack up in her house the band he wants to replace the Misfits with. That was such an error on Eric's part.
There's something unscrewed in your brain, Pan Yank, which is correct.
True. Uh-huh.
Pizzazz is also wolfing down donuts as she denies Eric this request.
Seems appropriate, misfits.
However, a limo arrives, and I guess they were already invited, so...
Whoopsie doopsie.
Eric says if Pizzazz doesn't let them stay, then they're gonna run right to Jerica, and Pizzazz is like, yeah, that's what you deserve, you fuck.
She's like, I don't care, so she runs to the door, donut still in hand, to tell the Stingers to go away, opens the door, and she sees Riot. Oh no, he's hot. Oh. Hello.
I am here.
Okay, that is one of the creepiest things that Riot says in this whole just introduction. Someone opens the door and he goes, I am here.
Also, Pizzazz says that Eric has a snowball's chance in July before getting cut off by fucking Dreamweaver.
She can't say hell or it'll suck her back to the hell dimension.
Is this your mansion, Pizzazz?
It's my money's. My father's?
The devil gave it to me!
I don't know how I got it! I just live here.
The rest of the Misfits walk over, and Roxy tries to tell the Stingers to fucking get to steppin', and then she gets a bear claw in her mouth for her trouble via Pizzazz.
And you know what? If I were Roxy, I'd be like, fair. Munch, munch, munch.
Don't mind her. She's nobody.
So Pizzazz immediately begins spoiling the Stingers, which almost kind of causes all of the problems that they have for the rest of the episode.
She shows Riot to the biggest guest room in the house here, and Riot goes, it is exquisite. A room to match my own perfection.
Riot has some problems.
Riot shows Pizzazz out of the room. She is clearly starstruck here, and Rapture and Minx cannot stop laughing once Pizzazz leaves because, holy fuck, they got her. They got her!
Hey, Joe, I have an issue with these 2 episodes. Can you guess what it is?
That Pizzazz gets shit on the entire time, basically.
Yeah, it's one of those things where we're just kind of supposed to be cool with people being really terrible to Pizzazz because Pizzazz isn't the best person.
And Riot even says here he'll tolerate Pizzazz as long as she's useful because she's rich and got a ton of contacts in the music biz, fucking user and loser. Boom, Riot's an asshole.
Rude.
Riot's rude, yes. To put it lightly, Kristen.
Just a little.
Minx also calls Pizzazz a twit? I'm not sure Katsushi has the fucking accent down here yet, which, Kristen, let's take a moment to talk about also the voice actors of the Stingers here.
Yeah. And how none of them sound German?
Well, I don't think Rapture's German either. I think she's from, like, Western Iowa or something.
Yeah, she's from somewhere else, because in the flashbacks we'll see later in the season, the Stingers just starts out as Riot and Minx.
Yeah. So, Katsushi is Minx. She's probably, among all of the people in Jem here, the most prominent voice actor among the cast here. Well, other than Charlie Adler, of course.
Yeah, who's done literally everything.
But she has voiced many cartoon characters over the course of time, including Linka from Captain Planet, Phil and Lil from Rugrats, which is probably the biggest one, Dexter's mom from Dexter's Lab, which is...
surprisingly big role.
Fifi LaFume from Tiny Toon Adventures is another one. She's based a lot of shit. Riot is voiced by Townsend Coleman, who did the voice of Michelangelo in Ninja Turtles, and Sentinel Prime in Transformers Animated, which is something that I actually know.
I don't.
Rapture is voiced by Ellen Gerstel. Her Wikipedia page has her major role as the dub voice of Mihoshi in Tenchi Muyo.
Which one is that? Is that the purple-haired one?
That is the blonde one.
Oh, okay. What was the name of the purple-haired one, then? It doesn't matter.
Ayane? I think?
I know Washu.
Washu is very easy to remember, yes.
Yes.
Minx and Rapture are also all over Riot here, and...
So, like, they're all definitely banging each other, right?
I think so. I mean, that seems like they're...
Okay, now we have actual polyamory in this series. I was right.
They're hanging off of him, like, a lot in these episodes.
They all appear to be in an open relationship, which, hey, great for them.
Rapture says, Riot really knows what he's doing. Of course. Am I not Riot?
You are?
Are you Riot?
That's what you say. That's what you say. You say that I am.
Fade to Starlight music. The Stingers are already on a magazine cover as well, and Jerrica is frustrated that Eric has the edge on her here. She sent her offer to Riot 3 times and is convinced that Eric is intercepting them. The rest of the holograms, however, don't really give a shit.
I don't blame them. They're all okay. So in this scene, as Jerk is complaining about this, all the holograms are lounging around in red carpet dresses with boas, and nobody really says anything about it for a solid 45 seconds. Yeah,
they're dressed to the fucking nines here. Shayna says that they are being honored at the Rock Hard Cafe. Who gives a shit about the Stingers? Go, this is about Jem and the holograms tonight. And Jerrica, again, everybody's fucking dressed up really nice, and Jerrica's like, oh, I completely forgot. Did you? Did you really?
Have you not been looking at us? Also... Man, with all the times we've already mentioned dicks in this, of course it's the Rock Hard Cafe.
Luckily, Jem is a touch away. Showtime synergy.
Jerrica can afford to forget to do things. Everyone else does it. They're in trouble.
Fade to the Gabor mansion. Riot is out lounging by the pool, which he does twice in these episodes, I should say.
Oh, the Stingers love water.
And Pizzazz is right at his side, and... Riot, here, okay, again, showing off how much of a dick Riot is. Pizzazz, get me some more lemonade. Of course, Riot, I'll do whatever you say. And the lemonade is directly next to him.
It's embarrassing, a little bit. Riot is a person, he's walking embarrassment.
Eric asks Riot about his offer, and Riot's just like, but I want to hear from Jerrica.
But she hasn't sent any offers yet, even though she said she would.
What an amateur!
No!
The Misfits start running down Jem and the They take this opportunity to neg Jem and the holograms, basically. Just, oh, they're so... Well, you want to talk about amateur.
They don't even really particularly care about the Stingers, but they do care about dunking on Jem and the holograms whenever the opportunity arises.
But this basically creates a reverse psychology situation where Riot's just like, oh, but I want to hear them now. What do they sound like?
Like trash, but music.
Pizzazz wants to come too, and then Eric goes up to Minx and he's like, hey, can I be your +1? And Minx is just like, get the fuck out of here.
Minx is like, no, absolutely not. Do not even touch me.
I thought you liked me.
Fuck off, America, man. Oh, Minx is gonna be my new favorite, I can tell.
Rapture asks if she can have this chunk of quartz that is hanging out near the pool, or maybe she had it inside and was just kind of carrying it around.
And to be fair, Joe, when I visit someone's house, I also like to pick things up and ask if I can have them.
Pizzazz says it isn't worth squat, and Rapture goes, you'd be surprised.
So we do learn a little bit about Rapture's character in this episode.
I was going to call Rapture a dick. I mean, she kind of is.
Well, yeah, she's an asshole, but mostly an asshole scam artist.
The rest of the Misfits say proudly that they aren't going, and Pizzazz is just like, cool, see you.
And they're like, what?
Wait a minute!
That didn't turn out how we hoped it would.
We cut to the Rock Hard Cafe here. They're putting up a guitar on the wall, probably Aja's guitar, since Shayna has the iceberg guitar.
I would not be surprised if it had Jem's signature on it anyway.
Well, I mean, it's directly next to a thing that says Jem,
Yeah.
so...
Should say Aja, but whatever. Put a microphone up there if it's for Jem.
It's got the little placard next to it, probably, that says Jem and the Holograms, and then a really small text, Aja leads guitar.
Who?
Is she the one with the purple hair?
I think so. That's the guitarist, right?
Jem thanks everyone from the stage, but would especially like to thank...
Of course she thanks all of her band members, right? Right? That's what you do. We're going to honor Jem and the Holograms. And Jem steps out and she goes, yes, and I would like to thank my amazing band, Kimber Benton, Shayna Elmsford, Aja Leith, and Rhea the other one.
Nope! She comes up and is just like, I'd like to thank Rio Pacheco.
You keep the lights going! I love you!
Rio comes on stage and they kiss, and that's not your girlfriend, Rio.
Okay, despite everything, in like 2 sentences, we fix that finally.
Do we?
We address it, which is more than we've gotten in 2 seasons. We will get there.
The Stingers arrive and the crowd all rushes to them. Jem says that she wants to go talk to them on Jericho's behalf, and Aja stops her. You'll only come across like another fan.
You don't want to look desperate.
Jem knows a better way to get the Stingers' attention, and that would be song 2 of the evening here, which we're going to be playing all of the songs in these 2 episodes here. So, song number 2, a song that was first in Disaster.
Once Upon a Dream.
Like a Dream.
Once Upon a Like a Dream.
I'll appear to you like a dream that is coming true. Like a dream. I will lead you to a place you've never seen before. Like a dream. Where you're far from care. Like a dream. Music everywhere. Like a dream. Let me take you there and show you new worlds to explore. Follow the sound of my voice, I'll give you reason to rejoice. Like a dream, I'll appear to you. Like a dream, that is coming true. Like a dream, I will lead you to a place you've never seen before. Like a dream, where you're far from care. Like a dream, music everywhere. Like a dream, let me take you there and show you new worlds to explore. Follow the sound of my voice, I'll give you reason to rejoice. Like a dream, baby, come with me. Like a dream, life will be like a dream. Like a dream.
So Riot sees Jem here, Kristen, and is instantly just like, "Ba-na-na-na-na-na." And
That happens a lot.
who the fuck is this pink lady? Is her name Rizzo?
He sees Jem on stage and goes, in his mind, Rizzo get off of that thing, you've got a condition. And in the middle of Like a Dream, Jem yells, I'm not pregnant. It was a false alarm.
Riot starts rushing after Jem, and she disappears. The visuals in this music video are kind of weird. I mean, it's pretty clear immediately that, you know, we want to put across Riot love Jem.
Riot has a single-minded interest in only Jem.
There's a point where 4 gems surround him, each of which turn out to be a different hologram, and he looks so goddamn disappointed each time.
When he touches one of the gems and it turns into Kimber, I was like, not that one. Definitely not that one. I did also write down, Riot is haunted by specters of Jem, just like Pizzazz.
He's chasing ghosts. Josts.
Nice try. So there's a very big gem. He walks, she's like flat 2D on the ground. He steps all over her titties for a bit, which cool. And there's a mermaid gem. Come on in, the water's fine, dream.
There's, giantess gem, mermaid gem, all available at a store near you by Mattel.
I guess this is supposed supposed to imply that, Jem is, like, purposefully attempting to seduce Riot?
Maybe that's the way Riot's seeing it. Again, Jem wants to get the Stinger's attention. I don't think she meant to seduce Riot, if that is the case.
It seems more and more intentional as the episode goes on.
The song ends, "I must meet her," Riot says, as he heads just right onto the stage.
Single song set is over.
Set's over, guys. "You are the most perfect woman I have ever seen."
Jem's like, cool. How about we talk about the Starlight music thing?
So at this point, Eric just kind of rushes onto the stage and it's just like, let's go back to the Gilmore Mansion. How about Riot? Yeah.
And Riot is like, you are not my dad.
You're not my fucking mother.
You're not my fucking mother. So Riot is ready to go to Bone Town with Jem, all but suggest that they just straight up go back to his hotel room.
And bang, but oh, here comes Rio.
So Rio, okay, this is like, Jem's not totally feeling Riot yet, that we get there. But she definitely isn't, like, straight up trying to get away from him and he's, like, grabbing her shoulder or anything. Rio just sees a man talking to Jem and he's like, fisticuffs!
And Riot goes, "Get out of the way or suffer the consequences."
I'll literally have you murdered.
So Rio and Riot are going to throw hands here. End of segment 2.
They do a little bit of a put him up sort of thing. That's really embarrassing.
Jem breaks up the fight and Rio's just like, "But I thought he was bothering you."
And Jem is like, learn context. Read the room, Rio. We're talking.
Jem actually has, a lot to talk about with him here. So, Riot, these are the holograms.
I can't remember their names.
There's, Red.
Well, no, that one's definitely Kimber. Not sure about the other ones. Just remember their hair colors, you'll be fine.
We've got, Daryl.
I think yes.
Kimiko.
Uh-huh.
And Uma Thurman?
Think so.
I think those are the names of them. But that's Kimber, that's my sister. She's not my sister! She's Jerica's sister.
She's Jerica's sister. Anyway, Kimber is fanning her vagina, as is custom in this series.
Because Riot goes, "You are all as beautiful as your music," and she's just like,
To be fair, I think what he is actually saying is, I didn't hear any instruments because I was much too focused on Jem's vocals. What I'm saying is Jem is beautiful. Who are you?
Jem and Riot walk off here. Rhea comments that Riot is very attractive. And Rio says they've all gone soft in the head.
Okay, rude. I have a question.
Yes.
Do you think Riot was named Riot because his name has Rio in it?
You see, I'm wondering if you're asking that because I accidentally wrote Riot in my notes when it was Rio saying it, and I felt like I made that mistake a lot because
Now I'm thinking about it. It seems very deliberate.
I think I'm pretty sure I read on rockgem.com that Riot's name was supposed to be Chaos at first.
I remember hearing something like that, yeah.
So maybe, I don't know why they changed it to Riot, but yes, Riot is one letter off of Rio, and it seems almost intentional.
So the love square between Riot and Rio and Jem and Jerica is just nuts with letters.
Big ol' RJs.
Too much. Don't like it.
Aja seems to be the only one immune to Riot's charms because she thinks something weird is going on. Well, Aja says that Jem was treating Rio weird for some reason.
I think Rio was being overzealous, and Jem had to be like, please back off, because she's trying to make a legitimate business deal. And Rio wanted to punch the person she was attempting to sign to her label. That seems like bad behavior on Rio's part.
Yes, it is. And then Rio says he's going to go keep an eye on them, but he's already lost them. So he walks past Minx here, and Minx is just like, "Ba-na-na-na-na," upon seeing him. And Minx asks Eric about Rio. And Eric's just like, he's Jerica's boyfriend, but I think he likes Jem too!
I'm not sure. The cartoon isn't very clear.
And Minx just does not give a shit and is just like, oh, well, this will be twice the fun. I get to steal him away from 2 women.
Eric is like, yeah, I don't think so. Rio seems to be pretty, well, not single-minded, but double-minded, I suppose. And Minx says, yes, I can have any man I want.
So Minx walks right up to Rio here, and Rio is just kind of like, so hey, did you see Jem and Riot?
I am Minx, and I think you are very handsome.
Oh, cool.
So Minx basically starts to like suck on Rio's ear in the middle of this crowded club.
I did write, yes, that Minx basically sexually assaults Rio here.
Yeah, Minx is forward. This is the kind of thing where it's a bit of a double standard. This behavior definitely not acceptable for men, should not be acceptable for women either. The cartoon thinks it's funny, I guess.
Oddly enough, Rio finds this off-putting as well.
Yeah, I don't want anyone sucking on my ear.
I don't know you, strange blonde-haired woman. Goodbye.
Please do not.
Rapture is fucking around during all of this, pretending to
Now
meditate.
seems like the appropriate time to do this.
to introduce us to Rapture, formally, I guess.
I guess there wasn't really room in any other part of the episode.
Pretending to meditate with the quartz she found at the Gabor place here, and some lady, some whomever,
Hey, she's nosy. She deserves this.
walks over and she's like, "Oh, what are you doing with the crystal?" Rapture starts rambling, basically, about the crystal being a family heirloom with healing vibrations, and the lady's like, "I heard about that before, give me, oh, here's golden diamonds!"
The lady asks if it can help her lose weight, which thankfully, she only asks for this crystal for kind of like mundane self-betterment rather than like, do you think that could cure my leukemia? Because then Rapture would just be evil.
So, yeah, basically the lady offers her bracelet with fucking golden diamonds on it, and Rapture's just like, "Golden diamonds are so mundane, but..."
I cannot refuse to help a kindred spirit. Here's your bullshit.
So, boom, Rapture is both a liar and a deceiver. Please don't tell Rio.
Oh shit, he'll kick her over. Right in the shin, she goes down. One kick from Rio, one you hitting the floor kick.
Every liar and deceiver appears as a potted plant to Rio.
That was actually a person that he kicked who was a liar and a deceiver. Kimber turned into a potted plant and he was like, ah! We used to just saw it through Rio's vision, like in Psychonauts when you use telepathy to see through other people's eyes.
Jem is explaining to Riot that Jerrica did send a message, but oh, here comes Pizzazz. Oh well, whatever. Try and get Jem away. And Riot is basically just like, "Slow your roll, devil bitch. Go home. Get out of here."
And Pizzazz is like, you came here with me.
"I come and go as I please."
And then this stupid bullshit happens.
So, we have the most asshole paparazzi of all time. Just, everybody's taking pictures here, and just some dude goes, "I can see the headlines now! Jem humiliates Pizzazz!" Directly in front of Pizzazz.
Shouldn't they know better by now? Because, Pizzazz, she's not successful in her original attempt to cause chaos, but she does indeed, turn the Rock Hard Cafe into like a shambling version of its former self by the end of the scene.
While all of this is going on, she probably ripped that dude's spine out.
Oh yeah, definitely.
So, Pizzazz, upon hearing this, runs to grab the Jem guitar from the wall to smash it, as she is wont to do.
Uh-huh.
The promo person here, the person in charge of the Hard Rock Cafe, the Rock Hard Cafe, whatever, it just kind of like grabs Pizzazz's arms like, "No, don't!"
She wanted to smash the guitar later once everyone was gone.
I hate Jem so much!
Pizzazz falls over and like a Rube Goldberg machine thing happens.
It's basically, like a Pee-wee breakfast machine dominoes of shit going wrong.
Yeah, way too many things to actually name. The club looks, okay, hey, a riot happens.
Again, wherever they go, pretty much.
Yup, always problems.
The only thing that I wrote down was a big Godzilla blow-up thing falls on a lady.
It's
And
very funny.
Jem and Riot just kind of walk out while all of this is going on.
We're good. Jem's like, well, I can't leave my friends, and you had Minx and Rapture.
"Oh, this happens all the time. I bang some floozy in the alley and never call her again. I mean,
Me and Minx and Rapture have an understanding.
We have an open relationship.
It's true. So they leave.
Jem drives right off in the Rockin' Roadster, and the holograms don't realize she's gone either until Eric sees the Rockin' Roadster drive off.
And a bunch of the paparazzi are like, shit!
Aja thinks something weird is going on here, and Kimber is still just like, "I would do anything for Riot."
Seems like he might be a hypnotist. Tell me, with Rapture being a con artist who specializes in like fake mysticism, that they wouldn't also have Riot be a literal hypnotist.
And Minx be a...
She doesn't need special powers, she's just hot.
Rio needs to go find them, and then Minx just kind of like fucking jumps on his back, basically, and is just like, "Oh, I know where Riot is. I know how he thinks."
By jumps on his back, I assume you mean she literally jumps onto his back and latches on, hooks her feet around his torso.
Chaozu style, yes.
Yes, just like, take me with you.
So they head off, and Pizzazz is just kind of standing around like, "What are we supposed to do now?"
Eric is like, let's just go home, who cares?
Riot will have to come back eventually, that's true. All this stuff is there.
He left a single suitcase, so whew.
Rapture so kind kindly offers to help Pizzazz win back Riot too, and Pizzazz is a little too gung-ho, even with Rapture's like devious smirk.
Unfortunately, Pizzazz is stupid with love.
So we cut to Jem and Riot night driving here. Riot gives his full name. I guess it's just... I mean, there's probably a good reason for it. It's to set up the Jem being mysterious thing, I guess. But he's just like, my full name is Roy
Liebenstein, I think. Something like that.
Lipschitz.
Something.
I went to school with minks in West Germany because my dad was stationed there. Blah, blah, blah. What's your real name?
Jim?
I'm only known as Jem.
Well, I mean, I'm sorry I'm being so flips hair mysterious, but I cannot tell you.
I did put a tilde on either side of mysterious to make it...
perfect. That's exactly what's happening here.
And Riot is just kind of like, shit, it's cool. I like it. It's...
Rio fucking hates it.
Yeah, for some reason Jem goes, oh, it drives Rio crazy.
What is this conversation?
Well, one, why are you giving Riot the opportunity when you know he's fucking got the goo eyes for you? Why are you giving him the opportunity to
sneak in? Why even talk about Rio? Because this brings up a thing that gets her into a corner.
Whatever. So Riot goes, then Rio is a fool, and they drive to this big ass harp out in the middle of nowhere.
The famous Kennedy harp.
California's famous big ass harp.
Yep, like the big ball of twine, but a harp.
And Jem comments, this seems secluded. Are you gonna murder me here?
Yeah, that's never like a compliment to the situation that something is secluded when you're with someone you just met who keeps touching on you.
An Aeolian harp singing in the wind. How rare and beautiful it is. Like you.
And funny, they were both manufactured things put in certain situations just to be cool and popular and mysterious. I'm saying Emmett Benton could have just made a big harp instead of a stupid harp computer.
A big harp might have made them a lot more money.
It's true.
Riot is really putting on the moves here, but Rio means a lot to Jem.
And Riot is like, no, okay, so he's your boyfriend then. That's
Actually, he's Jerica Benton's boyfriend.
Why did Jem say that?
Because Riot's response, oh, so you have no right to him.
If you care about Jerica, then you wouldn't be kissing on Rio, right? Christy Marks, why did you do this?
Oh no, Logic. Why did you have to put Logic in this?
Put it away, it's too early in season 3 to be doing this.
You have me now. What more could you possibly need?
We met 20 minutes ago, I love you.
Song number 3 of the evening. Perfect. Match. Perfect. Perfect. Match.
Someone as wonderful as you need someone as wonderful as me.
Someone wonderful.
Lady, can't you see we're a perfect match?
A perfect match.
Side by side, unified, we'll make an ideal pair. Where else can you find someone so good, so right, so rare? No one is half as good for you, and no one is ever gonna be.
You see that he's a perfect match.
Together we would be a perfect match. Together we would be a perfect match. Together we would be a perfect match. Perfect match. Oh, perfect match.
This song is basically Riot saying he's amazing, which...
I'm super, super good. You're not bad yourself. Hey, boom.
Someone as wonderful as you needs someone as wonderful as me. Like, okay, look, compliment for you, compliment for me. That's how it works. It's me. It's me.
Me. Your perfection is only valid in comparison to my perfection. Do not forget it.
Mix and Rapture also, like, fireman's pole slide down the harp strings in this music video.
Probably hurts their hands, but I guess that's what the fishnet is for.
We have waves crashing against the shore. This harp, this is a very, I say romantic. I'm sure it's very awkward for Jem.
Yeah, it's a lot to stomach.
And we got my favorite part here with the, where else can you find someone so good, so right, so fair, where we have Angel Riot, Knight Riot, Prince Riot, I get Riot, Mio, because we got Jem here as Juliet, Jemliet, of course.
Of course. So you have Egyptian stylings as the next thing that happens. Actually what I think is happening here is that Jem is supposed to be Cleopatra, and Riot is supposed to be Mark Antony. Which, like, that didn't end up great. I mean, neither did Romeo and Juliet, but everyone criticizes that. Like, suicide, my dude. Both of them. Everything.
So yeah, we got some sphinxes with Jem and Riot's faces as well.
Cool.
Minx is on a camel.
I'm here too.
Jem and Riot kiss despite Jem's clear hesitation. To be continued. That is the end of part 1. And we're moving right along, Kristen. Part 2. Recap by someone, maybe Jerica.
Me and Madeline agreed that it sounded kind of like Kimber's voice actress, but not doing a
Not doing a Kimber or Aja voice.
Yeah.
In our last outrageous episode... So Eric sold literally everything he owned. Basically,
Do you want me to read these in the recap voice?
Yes, Kristen, I would like to hear that, please.
Okay. In our last outrageous episode, Eric sold literally everything he owned. We're introduced to the handsome Riot, flirtatious Minx, and the conniving Rapture. Weird way to say con woman, but sure.
One of these things is not like the other.
Yeah, are you implying that being flirtatious... Okay, well, wait. Being flirtatious and handsome are both bad qualities.
Handsome is the worst quality.
Ugh, gross. Riot spirited Jem away. Like in Higurashi.
The Stingers Hit Town, Part 2, written by Christy Marks. We join the Aeolian Harp already in progress here. We got the fucking kiss, waves crashing on the shore, all the shit that was happening during Perfect Match, basically.
Jem suddenly is like, your breath smells a little bit weird, actually. That has snapped me out of my hypnotic stupor. Push.
I am the perfect man. You are the perfect woman, therefore...
I'm
right?
a hologram. What's your excuse?
Cool your jets, Riot. You don't know Jem like we do.
Hang out with her for a bit, you'll see.
Jem runs away from Riot thinking that this was going to be a business venture, and Riot, I guess, trying to, like, patch it up here, because it's like, oh shit, I made her mad. Uh-oh.
Well, okay, so if you'll like it, if it'll make you happy, I'll talk to Jerica first thing tomorrow.
The scene ends with Riot saying, I need to see you again. And Jem goes, how can I resist? You just resisted. You literally just resisted.
Make up your mind. You're about as flip-floppy as Jerica.
We fade to some club. Minx has been dragging Rio all over God's green earth, basically.
It takes Rio 6 visits to clubs, where I assume Minx is attempting to get him to, like, fucking dance with her and hang off of him. So it's, like, not short trips to clubs, like, lengthy trips, and 6 in, he's like, can we stop, please?
I need to find Jem. Who cares about Jem? You have me. Other men think I'm beautiful.
Rio's like, you are, but stop! I can't be impolite even in a situation like this.
I like how, yeah, Rio even is just like, you are beautiful, and then just Minx kisses him.
And he's like, nope.
Minx, get in the van. I'm taking you home.
Take yourself home!
Whoa! Oh my god.
So fast! I remember when that happened, I was like, yo, get it, Minx!
Minx says Rio is never gonna win Jem from Riot, but, Jerica's his girlfriend. Rio drives away while Minx just continues to scream. Yeah, you know, she's lost. She's lost!
It's very funny. Yeah, Minx gets into a cab. So she's cool, don't worry about her.
Fade back to the Misfits. Pizzazz is concerned because Riot isn't back yet, and we have Rapture here going to make good on her promise, basically. In order to get Riot back, Pizzazz, you need to follow my words to a T.
And Pizzazz, unusually naive, says, yep, sure, I'll do it.
Why couldn't Stormer fall in love with Riot?
Yeah, like, Stormer is, like, an idiot. A very cute idiot.
Stormer chimes in at this point, and is just like, Pizzazz, I don't think Rapture wants to help you. And she gets shoved. Pizzazz goes, shut up, and pushes Stormer into Roxy and Jetta.
So this band has fallen apart before our very eyes.
I want Riot, and I'm gonna get him any way I can.
So, a strange series of things begins to happen.
Rapture gives Pizzazz a makeover, which includes a Bayonetta haircut. Bayonetta 1 haircut.
Yeah, kind of hair cone.
Beehive, yeah. A B-52's look. Some new face paint, which we learn later are, like...
Mystic symbols.
Mystic symbols of power, yes. And a Raggedy Ann dress, pretty much.
Tin roof. Rusted.
I look like a nerdy kid.
Why did Pizzazz already have these clothing?
Rapture says Riot values innocence.
Gross. Don't say that about a grown man.
But shut up, because it's time for a love potion.
So this is one of those things where I think back to, history and medicine, and how for some reason people for a very long time thought mundane things cured things. Or like if you mix all of these different mundane things together, somehow together they are special.
I can understand, like, okay, so where it starts here, raw eggs, not the best start, but
Protein.
carrots and liver,
So your eyes are good.
at that point,
So you can look at them a lot.
I would be like, okay, that's a good base. I think we're good. But then she triples down, basically.
So we're gonna add also some milk, lemon, ketchup, you know, the most mystical of ingredients. Sugar, not necessary thanks to the ketchup, I don't think. And some olive oil. Onto the blender, your favorite kitchen implement.
Pizzazz is dumb at this point. I think if it, maybe somebody would be like, I don't think so, Rapture.
Unfortunately, Pizzazz is uncharacteristically desperate.
So Pizzazz is told to close her eyes and think deep thoughts about Riot as Rapture takes some salt into her hand, and then once she pours it into the glass goes, and then we put in some special love powder given to me from my very real and very actually ancestral gypsy ancestors.
Pizzazz is like, this looks super gross though.
So again, she's like, ooh, I don't know about this. And then Rapture just goes, drink it now or the magic's gonna wear off all of it, every drop. Go, 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 go.
That's like, okay. Downs it, but gets sick super quick because, no.
Ipecac.
Yep, disgusting. And Rapture thinks it's hilarious.
Rapture ends up like doubled over the table laughing.
I mean, I guess if you're a dick, it's very funny.
The Misfits are watching from another room, fucking busted, even though they knew Rapture was an asshole already.
Yeah, so her just being a straight up dick wasn't enough. They had to also prove that she was making Pizzazz drink gross things for fun. Okay.
Roxy comments that Rapture has Pizzazz dancing like a puppet, that she's sick.
Love sick.
And Kristen, now we get into a thing where I noticed a lot with season 3, where they like saying the title of the song before the song happens.
They do, huh?
And I don't know why, because it happens again in this episode, and it happens a few times later in the season. But we got song number 4 of the evening here, Lovesick, and we'll be playing that for you right now.
Lovesick, I'm out of my head. Lovesick, I better get to bed. Lovesick, I've got it bad, and that ain't good. That ain't good. Lovesick, can't keep my feet on the ground. Lovesick, I'm on a merry-go-round. Lovesick, I'm not acting like I should, and that ain't good. That ain't good. I'll never forget the day we met. Since then, it just hasn't been the same. I jumped through a hoop and land in the sea. Every time I hear his name, ain't it a shame? Lovesick, I got that look in my eye. Lovesick, is there a doctor nearby? Lovesick, don't know how long I last. I'm fading fast. I'm fading fast. Lovesick, 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 lovesick.
Kristen, I got some bad news for you.
Yeah.
This is the last new Misfits song.
Well, just kill me, why don't you? I'm just gonna lay down and die here, live on this podcast. I'm done.
This song is good, first of all, I like it a lot, and Rapture's fucking with Pizzazz the song. That's basically the song.
I wish the imagery didn't make me feel so bad for Pizzazz, because I feel like it's taking away my enjoyment of the song.
I mean, if you listen to the song, if you just heard there, Pizzazz sounds like she's gonna cry, basically, for the entire...
It kind of sucks.
We've got her dressed as Dorothy, with Rapture as the Wicked Witch, and then they play the fucking... What was the name of that thing from Azumanga, Kristen, with the pulling of the fucking, the yukata?
Oh. I can't remember. Wow, that's a deep cut, Joe. I can't believe I remember what you're talking about. It's the game that Osaka plays.
Yes, thank you. Anyway, we've got Pizzazz as Raggedy Ann, which once again Hasbro owns the property, so they could do that.
Great.
We got Pizzazz dancing with Riot that turns out to be like a bucket wearing a wig.
Pizzazz is so fucked up.
We've got Rapture pushing Pizzazz into a mud bath and then giving her a massage by slamming fists down on her back.
I could use that so bad right now. My back has been hurting for like 2 straight weeks and I do not know how to fix it. I kept trying to get Madeline's cat to walk on my back because he weighs 15 pounds. He didn't want to though.
There's a line about a doctor, which we've got Rapture in a fucking hazmat suit with like a medical cross on it with Pizzazz as the Bride of Frankenstein. And then we've got Rapture cutting Pizzazz's strings. And the song ends with that fucking bum 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 there, and like you think it doesn't fade, it's just like next scene, like that's it.
We hang on the image of Pizzazz's puppet corpse for about 5 seconds.
Very unsettling.
It is. Pizzazz is dead.
Roxy can't watch any more of this as we are, with the Misfits now at this next scene. They're all gonna bounce. They're just getting the fuck out of there, and at this point, Minx arrives and pushes them all out of the way.
Yeah, they are going out the door, and Minx shoves them in and says, "Stupid Americans," which Jetta's not American. Cut it out.
Jetta should have chimed in there. God damn it, Christy Marks.
I was gonna say Jetta calls her a stupid Yank in retaliation.
But that's not right either.
I know, exactly.
Damn it.
Yank, and then Minx goes, "What?" And then Jetta goes, "Yeah."
So Minx walks in on Rapture face painting Pizzazz here, which here's where we have, she's being adorned with mystic symbols of power, and...
Ah, yes, mystic symbols.
And then I wrote in brackets, audible wink.
I think that sounds like this.
Now, this is the final step. Cross your arms. Cross your legs. Cross your fingers. Cross your eyes. And close them. But how will you know if they're crossed?
She's doing it wrong.
And chant, Riot will love me.
So Pizzazz starts doing this, and in, I guess, classic media fashion, Riot walks in, and he's like, "Okay, this is pretty weird even for me."
He's just like, Pizzazz, what the fuck? And then Rapture quickly communicates via body language behind Pizzazz, like she makes like a hugging motion, kind of.
Like she's making out with herself from behind.
And Riot is just like, what the fuck? You're so beautiful! Strangely alluring. Yes.
I would love to spend more time with you tomorrow. Bye, beautiful.
Riot has to talk with Minx and Rapture, so they all leave, and Pizzazz looks like she just had a sexual experience.
Just got her bones boned out.
We fade to the holograms. Rio says, if Jem isn't back in 10 minutes, I'm calling the police.
She's an adult.
Shayna says we shouldn't jump to any conclusions, and she's right. So...
And Jem waltzes in, going, "Oh, what a beautiful night! The stars seem to be shining brighter than usual. I wonder why."
Rio was worried senseless. He don't like it. He don't like Riot or what he's doing to Jem.
So, not that she doesn't have any right to be a little bit annoyed at Rio going all dad mode on her, but the first thing she says is, "At least he accepts me for who I am. He likes that I'm mysterious." What the fuck are you talking about?
Why are they fighting? Why are they... Jerica's Rio's girlfriend.
Oh.
Why are they...
Oh. Why do we even ask anymore?
Anyway, Riot and I were discussing business. It's not like he's moving in next door. As a matter of fact, he's moving into Starlight Mansion.
He's moving into my bedroom.
Segment 1 ends. Rio is pissed that the Stingers are here.
So as we come back in on segment 2, Rio is still angry. But Riot is like, we didn't just show up out of the blue. Jerica invited us to come stay here.
Which is true, however, bit of an asshole thing to do in the middle of the night, but the Stingers are assholes.
Yep. So Minx immediately just licks Rio's face.
Which only compounds how pissed off Rio is.
Unfortunately. So someone says something about Minx taking Rio all over town.
And Rio tries to do, like, the no, it's not what you think routine, which Jem very, like, bitterly is just kind of like, I don't care. You're free to do what you want, and I can do what I want.
So Rio's like, I'm out!
And Aja can tell the Stingers are gonna be trouble, too.
I told you Aja was the smartest one. Didn't when they said if we've got half a brain between us, we decided that most of the brain was Aja's?
I believe so, yes.
It's definitely not Kimber's or Jerica's.
The Misfits arrive at the Gabor Manor the next morning with Eric. They want Eric to see the fucking state Pizzazz is in.
Eric thinks, no, Pizzazz is fine, until Pizzazz floats down the stairs like she's a cartoon cat following the smell of, I don't know, lasagna or something. And she kisses Eric on the cheek, and she's like, hello, my dear friend.
So Eric, just kind of, like, out of the side of his mouth goes, oh yeah, there's definitely something wrong with Pizzazz.
So Eric is like, okay, can I see the Stingers, please?
And Pizzazz is just like, they haven't gotten up yet, but I simply can't wait for Riot any longer.
Rapture's voodoo magic worked. I'm so excited.
Pizzazz doesn't even know that they're gone yet.
Depressing dramatic irony. God damn you, Christy Marks.
Pizzazz finds Riot is gone. They're all gone!
Eric is like, shit! I lost a band!
He immediately moves to, we need to get a plan of attack to get the Stingers back here, and Pizzazz is just like, I'm on board!
And the Misfits are like, we're fucking not!
Stormer, of all people, tells Pizzazz, you need to start acting like a misfit. You need to treat us like shit again, or we're done.
Well, she is treating them like shit, but like not for the advancement of the group, just because she's being shitty.
Not the right kind of shit.
Yeah. So Eric is like, I don't know, Pizzazz, do you want the Misfits? Or do you want Riot?
And Pizzazz goes, I want Riot. So...
The Misfits leave and form a new band, the Misfats. They already have the merch.
Double win for Eric in the situation, too. No longer has to deal with the Misfits, and he gets the Stingers.
Pizzazz is now actively working against her own interests.
Goodbye, Misfits. So we fade back to Starlight Mansion here. The Stingers are walking downstairs in the morning, and they're just kind of like, did you hear all that noise this morning? All that fucking, yeah, it was like 1,000,000 footsteps. What the fuck was that?
And then there's a stampede of orphans.
Jericho walks in, and is just like, oh, you met the Foster girls. Here we go. That's Chrissy, and that's Bonnie, and that's Ashley, and that's Terry.
There are 2 other ones here, but you don't need to know their names.
What's your name? Is that Laura? Is that you?
That
Laura
one,
was the brunette one, right?
That's Small Lindsay. She's just become okay with us calling her that.
And Blender is there too, of course.
Of course.
Riot don't got time for kids without parents, so you better leave us the fuck alone.
That doesn't turn out great. I guess, to be fair, in some cases, the Stingers seek out children to bully.
Riot's actually, when we see Riot in the next scene here, he is reading a book by the fireplace. He is just chilling out. He's not doing it. He wants to be alone. He's hanging out, just reading his book here. Ashley walks in with a drink on a tray and is just like, hey, Riot, I think you'd like a little wow! And trips over a stuffed animal on the floor, getting juice all over Riot's jacket.
So Riot yells that she ruined it, which is probably true because it looks like it's leather.
I didn't mean to.
And he says, never mind, I'll never wear it again. What he should have done is just throw it into a garbage can for maximum drama.
I mean, basically, he takes off the jacket and just tosses it across the room and just goes back to reading the book. And very calmly, after being like the most pissed off we see Riot is when he gets the shit on his jacket here, and then he's just back to like straight like, never mind, I'll never wear it again.
Oh, you're telling me the narcissist has mood swings? He's a little bit like Dennis from Always Sunny, isn't he? You know, an Adonis.
A golden god.
Yep.
Ashley leaves. Ashley says straight up, you're being weird, and leaves. And Aj is just like, we can clean the jacket, Riot. And Riot goes, a man as perfect as myself cannot tolerate any imperfections.
And Asha does a pretty weak jab at him not being modest before leaving.
We cut to Chrissy painting something. Minx walks in, picks it up, and Kristen, what does she offer as her critique?
Terrible.
I thought it looked okay.
Americans have no talent. As Chrissy runs out crying, I was like, oh, that really sucks in particular because being American was the primary part of Chrissy's identity. So that is like the rudest that possibly could have been. Being American is the thing that's most important to me about myself.
We didn't know. She wrote freedom.
Yeah, she did.
Reyes sees this and is just like, Minx, why would you be so mean to a little girl? What the fuck?
And Minx is like, fucking whatever.
And then Rapture overhears this and is just like, you want to see mean to a little girl? Ho-ho! We fade to Terry here at this point, and Rapture
Remember Terry? What's Terry's primary character trait, Joe? Besides the pigtails.
Fun to be scared.
It turns out that message from Trick or Tech Rat did not stick.
It is no longer fun to be scared for Terry.
It is not. Rapture comes in and starts saying, oh, you know, there's gonna be a full moon soon. And I am a werewolf. So once I turn into a wolf, I am going to find you, and I'm going to eat you.
This, of course, scares the shit out of Terry, and Shayna's there to intercept Terry as she runs out of the room, and Terry goes, Rapture's a werewolf, she's gonna bite me!
Shayna's like, what the fuck? And Rapture just goes, I'm just telling her the truth. She does say, it was just a game.
She didn't even say it was just like a gag, or just like, oh no, we're just playing. It's like, it's just, what is the end game of this game, Rapture? Tell me. What is it?
I don't know. I guess when you play werewolf, it's kind of like just a variation on playing Mafia.
No, maybe. Yeah, hey, like the fucking Cry Wolf game. Hey.
Yeah. Whoa, how do you remember that?
Because I remember you playing it.
Yes! That's a very deep cut, Joe. That's a horror movie no one remembers. I didn't go see that movie. I just played the AIM chat game.
So all the holograms have gathered together here, minus Kimber, to shit-talk the Stingers, and Aja is just like, okay, that's it! So the Stingers are all hanging out by the pool again, and Aja rolls up on them here with Shayna and Rhea to call them egotistical snobs.
And I love Riot's response, which is just, we are what we are.
Not even denial, just straight up, yeah, and.
Uh-huh. Played some improv games with me. Yes, and.
And of course, Minx goes,
Take it or leave it.
song number 5 of the evening,
Take it or leave it.
which we'll be playing for you right now.
Like the way I act. Girl, you better face the fact. You can wait a long while. I'm not about to change my style. This is me, how I like to be. Take it or leave it. I am free, how I like to be. Take it or leave it. What you get is what you see. You better believe it. Take it or leave it. You think I'm a big disgrace? Why don't you get off my case? You say I'm the hurting kind. Girl, you ought to keep in mind. This is me, how I like to be. Take it or leave it. What you get is what you see. You better believe it. Take it or leave it, baby. Take it or leave it.
So this escalates, like, quick, huh?
Well, the song starts, you might hear in the song here the sound of breaking, which is Riot breaking his sunglasses in his hand to try to intimidate Aja.
Like, they don't own a lot of stuff. Why'd he do that?
I really like Rapture's, like, winged double-color sunglasses here,
Oh yeah, they are like the Pizzazz binoculars, but glasses and Stinger's colors.
which she pulls down to, like, give a kind of stare at the holograms.
They shove Aja into the pool. Thank God she can swim.
We have here basically portrayals of...
We see, like, exaggerated versions of the scenes that we previously described.
I would like to think they're just follow-ups on what happened previously.
The true end.
We've got Rapture pretending to be a werewolf and scaring Terry, which we see her shadow, like, go over. There's a really... I like the way that it's animated here with, like, the shot of, like, the camera kind of coming in and Terry running out of bed.
Yeah, Rapture goes into Terry's room while she's sleeping, and she's like, fucking werewolf!
Terry runs to Shayna's arms, and Rapture walks downstairs looking over like, you forgot your teddy bear!
She hands over the teddy bear, and then...
Laughing teddy bear!
She put vampire fangs on it. It was very cute.
But Terry screams at it anyway.
Well, she's a baby. So we have Minx, who instead of just critiquing Chrissy's art, is just ripping it all up.
Really, possibly my favorite visual in the episode here of Minx just ripping apart Chrissy's artwork with Chrissy wailing in the foreground.
That's what it feels like when you critique people's art.
Rhea walks in and Minx has this look on her face like, what did I do?
This is how we do it back in Mother Germany.
And then she gives them both paint mustaches and throws a fucking can of house paint on Rhea.
Perfect.
The holograms help Aja out of the pool just in time for the Stingers to push them all back into the pool.
It's a pool party.
We cut to the next scene. Jerica and Riot are talking business, and Jerica's like, Riot, why are you doing that? Why are you being an asshole?
Right, I think you're being a dick to a bunch of children.
I'm not here to cater to the whims of little girls. I'm here to do business.
Where's Jem?
She's practicing.
Without the band.
The offer from Jerica is nice, but it's not as exorbitant as Eric's, because, of course. And, again, Jerica just kind of gives like a, well, Eric can offer you the world, but meh.
He will probably not give you anything in that contract.
I wish to be alone to think about this.
Okay.
So Jerica walks out of the room here, and the holograms are like, well, how did it go with Riot? And Jerica, not 2 steps out of the room here, is just like, well, when I'm Jem.
When what? Did you say something about Jem? No! Okay.
I was talking about Jim, of course.
Oh, of course. Sorry, my mistake.
Basically, when she's Jerica, she's not attracted to Riot at all. But when she's Jem, and it's like Riot has this thing called charm that he can fucking put on real thick when he wants.
I don't know why they're trying to turn this into like such a mystery thing. Like, Riot is into Jem and her singing and her pinkedness. Jerrica is pushy about entering a business relationship with Riot, Riot doesn't like Jerrica.
Riot's like, I already got enough blonde ladies in my life. Give me the pink lady, please.
Fairly uncomplicated, in my opinion.
And then he's given Rizzo, and he's like, no, the other one.
Oh, God, come on.
Riot comes out not 5 seconds after Jerrica says she's Jem, and he's just like, I've decided. In order to make Jem happy, I'll be signing with... Oh, I'm sorry, it's the Stingers theme. It may as well be the fucking circus song.
Yeah, basically. So he hears the Stingers theme being played outside, so... point. They go outside, and outside the gate of Starlight Mansion, there's a bunch of Stingers fans with posters and banners and elephants.
Dudes on elephants that have Stingers banners on them and a yellow convertible.
Yeah, why not? So Eric and Pizzazz have arrived on the scene.
And some fans break down the gate to Starlight
No,
Mansion.
the Wiggle Gate!
Jerrica should call the police instead of telling Eric to leave.
He's like, whatever, this is public property. That's not true.
So Jerrica's like, Eric, leave. And Riot's like, no, I want to hear what they say. I like the elephant. I like this elephant style. What do you got for me, Raymond?
I'm feeling the elephant, so what's up? Eric, at the peak of desperation, says, okay, sign with me. I'll give you half of Misfits music, and it'll be called Stinger Sound. We can workshop that if you don't like it.
Riot asks if Jerrica can match. Can you give me half of Starlight music?
Shouldn't Kimber be involved in this decision?
She is. Oh, that's the thing. Who gets the...
Who's half? In the band's breakup, they make it very clear that Kimber owns half of Starlight Music.
That's the thing. Does that mean that the people who own Starlight Music at that point would be Riot and Kimber?
I guess it depends. Would Jerrica sell her half, or would she sell Kimber's half?
Without her input.
No, who cares? She's 10.
Segment 2 ends. Jerrica looks very concerned because she's not about to give up half of Starlight Music. She's just like,
Oh, this is awkward.
Segment 3 starts. Riot asks again here, just in case you forgot if you're a kid and you had to go pick up your fucking juice box or whatever, and you come back and it's like, oh yeah, this is what they were
Eating
doing.
your Cheerios.
And Kimber straight up goes, don't do it, Jerrica!
That's my half! Please don't sell my half!
When Rhea offers the much more level-headed opinion of, you know how we feel, but it's your company.
And Jerrica is like, oh god, no.
Jerrica says no. Eric comes over with his fucking hangover sunglasses on all of a sudden to rub it in Jerrica's face.
He goes, face!
Before they get out of there.
So we cut to Starlight Music. Cobblestone Rio is blending in with the background.
God damn it. I hate the cobblestone sweater so much, Kristen.
It's the worst. He now was suddenly like, oh, signing the Stingers meant a lot to you, huh?
And Jerrica's like, it wasn't just a lot to me, it would have meant a lot to Starlight Music, it would have doubled our profits. And then Rio kind of gives like the, hey, there's a lot of fish in the sea thing to her.
Whatever.
The phone rings, it's Riot, and Jerrica's like, oh, did you change your mind, Riot?
Only one person can change my mind, Jerrica. Who is this? Meet me in an hour.
At the harp.
Harp!
So Jerrica says, yeah, she'll send Jem to the harp. 1 hour. So
Cut to the harp!
we got to the harp. Yeah, 1 hour.
This harp definitely never comes up again, right?
I don't think so. Why are they screaming all of a sudden, too?
Yeah, they didn't have to yell at each other last time, but like the wind's super loud this time, so Jerrica's like, Riot!
Eric's really sleazy. You gotta be careful of him.
What?
Riot says that he knows Eric is sleazy, but he knows exactly how sleazy he is, to the point where he could control the amount of sleaze he gives off. And Riot gives Jem the ultimatum, basically, of, I can go to Starlight Music, but you need to be mine only, and you can never see Rio again.
What?
So Rio arrives.
Oh, good.
Riot thinks he's here to interfere, but it's actually the exact opposite. I thought, Kristen, before Rio's line is over here, it sounds like he's doing something cool, something selfless, almost.
Uh-huh.
If Riot and the Stingers are so important to Jerrica, to Jem, to Starlight Music, he's willing to go away.
Whoa.
But he doesn't really nail the dismount when he turns away and just kind of adds on that last part of, like, you'll never have to see me again. Like, really bitter, like, kind of assholey.
Clearly making what his opinion is on the matter very clear.
So not really selfless at all.
No, it's not actually a choice. It's a, well, fuck you then, if this is how you're gonna be, before she even makes a decision.
Right, which would have been nice if he was just selfless.
Nope, he can't be. He loves Jem too much.
Jem knows Rio's serious, but Riot holds her back here, and Riot and Jem kiss, and then finally she just fucking smack right across his face.
Fuck this. Had enough.
Rio gets in his car at this point and just, drives away, so Well, okay, so Jem did take the Rock and Roaster. She could probably get there without... Nobody came with someone else, so...
Yeah,
it's not...
so Riot, he'll get back somehow.
We're at the old burnt-down Starlight Mansion, I assume, here, right?
I don't know, did they not clean it up?
Well, that's the thing, because Rio finds a piece of wood that says Starlight Treehouse on it, and you'd think that someone would have been here to, like, that's the thing. This was in a residential area. I don't think, if I live in a neighborhood, I don't want to be looking at a fucking burnt-down house every day.
Okay, well, forget even looking at it, that's just not safe.
Right, for children and animals and dogs, probably, too.
I assume so, and perhaps even the water source in the area.
Jem arrives, and they hug. Why would Jem know to find Rio here?
Because she loves him.
'Cause... fuck off.
So Jem's like, I'm sorry, Rio, I could not bear to lose you.
Tell him you're Jerica.
Neither could I.
Tell your boyfriend that you're Jerica.
Do you forgive me?
Tell him you're Jerica!
They kiss.
Oh my god!
We cut to stinger sound.
Riot signs the contract and everyone's happy except for Riot. Minx and Rapture are like, well, what's going on, Riot? We won!
I did not win. I will not win until Jem is mine, until I have her head in a freezer. Preservation of love.
Eric then says that Riot better get to work. Hey, you own half of Misfits Music now. Stinger, Sonic, excuse me. You might want to get the Misfits back together. They're worth a lot of money to this company, and it's coming out of your paycheck if they're not here.
So Riot's just like, ugh! Hey, Pizzazz. Get back in your band.
Go reform the Misfits, please. And Pizzazz just like, anything for you, Riot.
So everyone's at Stormer's house, I guess.
Everyone's hanging out at Stormer's house here, which again, I don't think we've seen since the bands break up.
I guess so. Her weird orange house, I think.
She's down in the dumps because the music just doesn't sound right without our screeching devil woman. No.
I don't think the Misfats was a smart business venture.
Roxy's still not convinced. Okay, this might be my favorite part of the episode. Roxy's still not convinced. She says not to expect Pizzazz to come tripping through the door, and she makes like a motion toward the door with her thumb, and Pizzazz at that exact moment comes tripping through the door, and somehow Roxy's thumb ends up in Pizzazz's eye.
Ouch!
To which she's just like, hey, I'm here. Ah! Ah! Watch where you're putting that thing, Jesus!
God, anyway, I'm sorry. Can you please bring me back into the band?
Yeah, so Pizzazz apologizes here and asks for the Misfits to take her back, and the Misfits are like, wait, take you back?
Oh, okay.
This still isn't really very Pizzazz, but yeah, okay, sure. We cut back to Starlight Music. Rio and Jem are back, and Jem very, I don't want to say meekly. How would you just, like, she just kind of goes, hey, we're back.
It's this is a little bit embarrassing.
And you made up. How sweet, says Aja, realizing this shit is just so tiresome.
Aja with the expectation that Jerica has now told Rio that she's let down. Off screen, she is let down once again.
Song number 6 of the evening, Now.
Right now!
Joe tomorrow!
Right now! I don't know any of the other
Come
words.
on! It's everything!
Hey Joe.
Yeah.
One guess, why do I know that song?
YTMND.
Yes.
Which we'll be playing for you right now.
Right now!
Now, the fences are mended now. The arguments ended now. We're getting underway. Hey, 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 now.
We've got the right set up now. We're climbing on the ladder now. We're primed and set to go. Whoa, 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 whoa.
Now we're ready to blow. We got it under control. Yeah. Now we're hitting the road. We're ready to rock and roll.
Rock and roll, rock and roll.
Now a rainbow will greet us.
Nobody can beat us.
Now our luck will change somehow. Our time is now.
So, Kristen, Now is a song that is all 3 bands together,
A rare ×3 band combo.
which sounds good. It's good.
Yeah.
Because all of them are singing the same song.
I would say this and Lovesick are my favorite songs.
We've got a romantic dinner with Jem and Rio, which again, they're kissing, and it's why?
They aren't dating.
And equally as irksome for me, a panning shot of the Rock and Roadster with 6 goddamn people in it all sitting very comfortably.
That's not safe. Okay, let's see. 6 people. So there's
Kristen, 4 of them are in the back seat is the problem.
There's 2 people riding bitch.
Nobody is up front with Aja and Shayna. That's the
God.
problem. Rhea should be, like, sitting on the gear shift or something, but she's not.
There's no comfortable way to do it.
We've got the Stingers showing off their popularity. They're, they got Stinger sound now, so they're popular. Whatever.
We have a weirdly touching shot of all the Misfits running on, like, a sunsetty beach. Then they all drop to their knees and hug each other.
With a special appearance by the Misfits van.
Nice.
The song ends with all 12 people? Yeah, 12.
Yikes.
12? 11. 5. No, 4. I forgot there were 4 Misfits. 12 with all 12 people. Sorry, Jetta. With all 12 people saying our time is now, as it kind of like...
Our time is now! What do you mean
like-
you didn't use me in the final take?
kind of like pans out on them here, and that's the end of the episode. Kristen, put it in the books. That was the Stingers hit town.
Gosh, it sure was.
What the fuck is with Eric's fallback always seeming to be half the music company?
I don't think he understands how business works.
How the... I would like to think that Eric went to Emmett Benton's like, so here's this new band called the Misfits. We could sign them to Starlight Music, but they want half of the company of Starlight Music in order to sign it. You got to put it in my name. So if you give me half of Starlight Music, I can sign this really great band.
Emmett clearly didn't know what he was doing, so wouldn't be surprised.
I'll jot that down for the Jem prequel I'm writing, of course.
You were my favorite person who ever wrote Eric Raymond.
But the Stingers are here, and they're incredibly cartoonish, which is, good for a cartoon, but they feel like they fit right in. Like, a lot of, I could say, a lot of, like, additional characters added to these shows, like G.I. Joe and Transformers. It was done incredibly heavy-handed in Transformers, to the point of we're just like, we don't need these old robots anymore.
Kill them!
And... like, there was a 5-part I think it was 5 parts, like a 5-part G.I. Joe episode of Serpentor came about to be, like, the new leader of Cobra, because Cobra Commander's a fucking idiot. But these shows aren't known for smooth transitions, and the Misfits taking, like, a back seat to the Stingers, done in a I don't want to say realistic, but I mean done in a way that is acceptable, I would say.
The Stingers really do take over season 3, so I don't have to like it, but I accept it and understand what's happening.
Because they need to sell new dolls, even though
Yes.
at this point the doll line is probably canceled.
Unfortunately.
So we never even got those Stingers dolls, god damn it.
I want to make dolls.
Hey, now available from Integrity Toys, $150. So what do you think about the Stingers hit town, Kristen, in terms of just, okay, so I know I said I had one big problem, and I'll let you talk in a sec. Sorry that I just asked you, but I'm going to keep going.
Go ahead.
Again, we just keep coming back to Rio and Jem versus Jerica's the boyfriend's is Rio, so what's going on?
Yeah, they bring it up. It seems like they're finally going to confront it, and then it stops. And Riot continues to bring it up throughout all of season 3. So he's like us. He's like, I haven't forgotten. Hey!
There was a really good opportunity there for Jem to be like, I'm Jerica at the fucking treehouse.
Literally at any time.
Whatever. But yeah, what did you think of the episodes?
Man, I am wondering if the Stingers keep up this momentum throughout their whole season. Because, man, they're fucking brutal.
I can tell you from watching a few season 3 episodes a few weeks ago, with the Stingers in them, because like I said, the next few episodes don't. But they're still assholes. They're not scaring children for no reason. So that, I guess, was strictly Christy Marks.
Wow, Christy, want to talk about your problems?
And everyone except Rapture gets some humanity by the end of the season.
Oh yeah, because Rapture is just a non-entity.
I wouldn't even call her a non-entity. She's just a pathological liar, maybe? You can't really fix that in an episode, I don't think.
Which is weird, because she does almost die once because of, her con manning, and that doesn't teach her a lesson.
But anyway, the Stingers are here. Again, it's going to be a few episodes before we see them again, but I look forward to that next time. Now is the point in the evening where I'll list off all the fun contact things, where you could find us. You could follow us on the Twitter machine at CWTAPod. You could follow me at Octopus, which is AWKTAPUS.
You can follow me at FunnyGirlTM, like trademark.
You could find us on the iTunes, on the Stitcher Radio, on the YouTube, and on SoundCloud, providing it has enough money to stay afloat.
Who knows? We might be making a transition in the next couple of weeks.
Leave a rating, give a review, do whatever you feel like. You can drop us a line, cwtapod@gmail.com, where you can tell us all about how perfect Riot is and how much you want to kiss him on the mouth, as well as where to find an alien harp.
I am curious.
Next week, Kristen, is Video Wars, featuring the return of our favorite nightmare Clash,
Oh, there's that.
disguised as someone who's not Clash for most of the episode.
God.
It also features 2 songs I severely dislike, so hooray!
Oh, it's gonna be great.
For the Can't We Talk About podcast, my name is Joe,
I'm Kristen.
and join us next week for War of Video.
War is in the mail.
It never changes.